players, welcome back to the Quiet Kanku. Don't forget to pull up a chair, take a seat at the bar, we got plenty. And today we're continuing our adventure of Iodithus, Campaign 2. And right now, our adventuring party is on the sea. They are sailing off to a city on the waves that is risen. And they're on a ship with a Captain Syrian Blackwater and his crew. They last time had to flee the city of New Hope Port. I can speak. And they were assaulted by another ship, which was cloaked upon approach, but one of them noticed it. And they very, very quickly and efficiently dispatched the enemy crew and were then able to take one of them prisoner, which he did have a name, but now it's Barnacle. That's the name they have given him. He is, for this session, he is under the watch of Merrick, whose player is not here right now. So Merrick is off and watching him right now, making sure he's not doing anything to sabotage your crew. Which is a good idea because he very well could. They were trying to kill you after all. So he's currently under watch. But some other things did happen. Rather big things, I would say. Some character backstory and secret stuff was revealed. First off, saplings, not all sapling. There's something else there, something that, by its own words, just wants to survive and doesn't wish anyone harm unless they wish them harm. So, fair enough. And some conversations were had around that. Also, while you all were on the deck, somewhat dealing with that, but also having some conversations amongst yourselves, a spar session was had between Seth and Merrick, where Seth then had a vision of a man he's quite familiar with in a negative way. And then that man appeared to all of them on the ship and simply wished Seth to come home. But you all stood up for Seth, and the man did not take him. And he left, leaving behind essentially leaving behind a note, which was then decoded. Essentially, it was an encoded message, but I believe it was it Sapling who used magic in order to be able to read it?
I don't think I read what was on the Pearl with comprehend languages, but I think I remember you saying that it was just like coded, like it wasn't able to be deciphered.
That's correct. You're actually correct. I was thinking of the Pearl that you did, but yes, it did not seem to be anything you could read with that up, because I remember I mentioned comprehend languages at the time. It was something that if it was not encoded in some way, you could have been able to read. That's what it was. But is there anything you guys would say that I'm missing that you think is of importance? Or do you think I hit all the big notes on that? I think that was about it. I will say, just as a recap for you guys, but also for dear viewers here, what it said on that pearl, which this pearl you were told is the key to the vault in the city you're going to. On it, it said, "They come for us, there isn't much time. Seal it away, for if it is unsealed, it will spell the end of us." And then in a different script, almost a different font, it says, "This message is from fools, we are already here." Just as a reminder. But with that, you all are on the, we'll say you're on the deck of the ship still. Captain Blackwater's gone back to the helm and has gotten you moving in the direction you need to go, making sure you're still on course. And you're left with the tension from the unwanted visitor. So, what all do you do at this point?
I'm out. I'm going below deck. I need to treat my arm.
Fair enough. You go below deck to treat your own. Go ahead and make me. Are you using magical means or are you using just general like healing
Plants.
knowledge? Plants. Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Medicine check. I don't know what my modifier is because I do not have my sheet up.
Medicine is wisdom.
I'm glad you think I know that off the top of my head. It's an 18 on the die with a +5, 23.
23. Okay. Using some of the things at hand and things you might have had on your person already, plants, you're able to treat it well enough that it'll be fine. What was your HP at? What, like, from what damage you may have taken? Like, I don't know if you had
I think it was 7.
7.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like 7.
I'll say go ahead and get 3 back. Because without a specific, unless you're using like a healer's kit specifically, I'll give you something because it's a good roll, but not as much
Yeah.
as you could get with actual, like, if you had a first aid kit, basically.
I don't have the. I'm poor.
Yeah. But you are able to get some healing from that, and it does feel better. A little sore, but better.
I mean, being shivved by a fish, you'll have that.
It would, yeah, yeah. But nothing a good night's rest can't get rid of, right? D&D, woo.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rest of you on deck? What are you all up to at this point?
Was I still below deck? I don't know.
I believe everybody had gone up, had been up on the deck at the end of it, and had seen the man.
Yeah, everyone came up from the commotion.
Yeah, there was a lot of commotion because there was the noise, and then there was I believe in Chiron was the last one below deck during the sparring match, and then came up after that, I believe is what happened.
Yeah, he came up after hearing me yelling.
Yeah. So, yeah, you would be up there. Is there something you would want to be doing?
I actually am not entirely sure.
Okay.
To be fair.
Fair enough. What about Seth? What would Seth be doing? Seth has just seen probably the worst thing that could happen. The worst person that could happen. What is Seth doing?
He would end up slinking down under the deck and finding a place to hide. And by hide, I do mean he's legitimately trying to hide.
Make me a stealth check.
That's a natural 20 for a 27.
Okay. You find a place to hide. There's like a cargo area. Would you probably go somewhere like down there? Okay. Hiding amongst boxes and things, making almost, I'll say, like kind of a nest amongst them, hiding in an area where it would be hard for somebody to find you, if they were looking.
Well, how late is it in the day?
At this point, the sun is beginning to set, but there is still some daylight left. You could probably gauge maybe hour or 2 left.
Because we're on a boat, there is a lookout in a crow's nest, right?
Correct. There's usually at least one person up there, but there is it's a decent size. Could fit a couple people.
Well, I will go visit the lookout, and I will cast enhanceability, Owl's Wisdom on the lookout. So for the next hour, he has advantage on his wisdom checks.
Oh, very good. So you do so, and immediately they kind of, you see this glimmer in their eyes, and they just kind of get this bewildered look on their face, and just start looking at everything.
Yes, you should be able to see things with more clarity for some time. I thought it prudent to keep watch over our surroundings.
Just kind of slowly nods. Thank you. Thank you. And just like it literally looking at every single detail of everything. He's like, and you hear him under his breath go, I can see the wood grain from all the way up here. And like looking at the deck of the ship, looking at just like every detail so much clearer.
Well, then I think I'm going to go look for Seth and fail to find him, even with a check. And yeah, I only have +5 to perception.
Couldn't if you wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to gather some materials and start getting to work on Concella's shoes that she asked me for.
Okay. You know what? Go ahead and just make me a check with your cobbler's tools, if you don't mind. Because I'm guessing you have those.
I do, yes. I'm
Um,
proficient in them.
Perfect. I would say probably just make that a dexterity check.
Okay.
Unless you have an argument for a different check, I would take
No.
one.
Dexterity plus proficiency is 17.
Okay. You are very proficient in this. This is a thing you do. This is like one of your things. And so you're able to put together over the course of a little bit of time. I'd say, because it is getting closer to the night, do you work on these until you go to bed, or are you just trying to like get them done and then go to bed?
I probably work on them until I go to bed.
Okay. I'd say
The light doesn't
within-
really affect things, because I do have
True.
my snazzy little half-elf dark vision.
True. So that does help. With that, I mean, you're able to get them done. I'd say probably by the time you end up going to bed. And they're a
Okay.
decent pair of shoes.
Yeah, I want to make them sturdy. We're all travelers.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, they'll be pretty sturdy. Should be a little better put together than what Concelta currently has. Which are
Yeah.
falling apart.
Like there's holes in the heels and the sole.
Yeah. They're definitely better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about Sapling? What is Sapling currently doing?
I think if everyone else has already gone down, he'll probably ask Ulrich if they should also go.
Ulrich is dealing with people.
I see.
Oh, oh,
No.
then he'll just go. We'll see you later if Ulrich came with.
Okay. In this current moment, it is Schrodinger's Ulrich. Both did and did not. Okay. Okay.
Oh, hey, Sapling.
Oh, hello. Where's everyone else? I don't know. Maybe in Chiron's right there. I know Seth is not right there.
Seth is
I am
not.
probably around there.
Yeah, Kyron's
Okay.
over there. Seth went somewhere. Merrick's watching the barnacle, and I don't know about my brother. Are you okay?
Sorry, Merrick is watching a barnacle?
Yes.
That
You know the guy we caught this morning?
oh. Okay.
Okay if you don't remember him. I barely remember his face either. You okay? You seem a bit on edge.
I feel a bit tired. I have a splitting headache, but I don't know. It's probably just stress. Haven't been on the sea in a while.
No, come sit down with me then.
Sure.
Don't have much for headaches, but maybe I can grab something. Try that.
Try what?
She offers him a small vial of green something.
What is this?
A mix I came up with that seems to help headaches. You can have a look in my journal of what it's made of. I write my own recipes.
Sure, I'll take a look.
And she'll hand you her journal that is, oh god, it's not organized at all.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Do I need to make a fucking check to find it?
No, not necessarily. Especially since she kind of just flips to it on her own. But like, there's like different scraps of paper with different notes, different like inks that have been used. There's a little drawing of different plants and like step-by-step processes of how to get to this paste. She spent a lot of time making her own elixirs, so you can see at the bottom a small conclusion that it has like 82% success rate.
So what's in it?
Flowers, water for one, and I don't know, pulling this out of my ass.
Fair enough. Flowers is all I needed to hear.
Mystical medical things that I definitely know
Yeah,
as a player.
certainly.
Would you like a couple plants that would actually do what you're wanting them to do?
Please.
I didn't make plants or anything.
I know you did. I was looking at them. There's like the one document I stared at the most.
Let's see. Well, that helps with stress and anxiety. That helps with that. Actually, that would do it. So, something that could be in there is actually the whisper root from the plains and cool areas. Yeah. It's and that
Yeah.
actually it's green, so that would give it its green color as well.
I need that document again, please.
One moment, I will share. Since you are doing
Thank you.
alchemical things.
Much appreciate. Me need that.
Yeah, I send. But yeah, that I would say is probably at least one of the things in there.
He's reading through it. It's like, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not going to be partaking in your flower goop.
If you want the headache, it's your choice. But if you don't want one, I'm here to help. I swear.
I don't want to have a headache, but you can't just eat plants with no discretion. I won't partake in that.
But
It's not a good idea.
just handed you my notes on literally everything that's in there and what they do. So technically, I just handed you the entire ingredients list with extended descriptions of each plant.
I just don't want to encourage it.
I mean, you don't. I've been doing this for 3 years. Maybe longer.
How are you, Dave?
I'm stubborn.
That's it.
Usually don't put myself in dangerous situations. Usually. I know that doesn't seem very accurate considering, how long we've been next to each other and the things I've done.
Well, I know you can get out of danger, so
I can help you get out too. Not so funny.
Well, you're so sneaky, and I'm so big.
Then we balance each other out. And we have an even opportunity to get out of things. Don't you agree?
I do think that we make a good team, all of us. I'm very happy to have friends.
It's nice. Yeah. Do you think we should tell them about what's on the pearl?
I don't see any reason not to.
I mean, if we
maybe-
did tell them, what would we do about it? Prepare for an attack. We're in the middle of the ocean. If we'd lost, we wouldn't really have many options.
Wait.
And if we won,
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm stupid as a player. Let's time travel a bit. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say about the pearl? Should we tell them what's on the pearl?
Yeah. She assumes that there's like an ambush awaiting. I didn't explain that, but she's this like the paranoid one.
If you'll be so kind as to time travel backwards a couple sentences with me.
Yeah, of course.
What does it say on the pearl?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. If you do need to reference it back, by the way,
No,
I did
that
put
was
it
a,
in. Oh, that was in?
I know what
Oh,
it says.
shit. Okay, that's in character.
Yeah,
My
Consolidate
bad.
just slaps her face.
Of course you don't know.
You have something going on, don't you?
I guess.
You guess? It's kind of obvious.
Listen, I don't really want to worry about it anymore tonight.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna add worry. But it says nothing on the pearl,
Thank
it's just a
you.
pearl.
That
I'm gonna roll to lie!
I'm just gonna roll to not be fooled.
Let's say,
Uh-oh.
what's my negative?
You know what? You're you. I might actually win.
Yeah, I'm bad at charisma, so where's it's a negative, so that's 16.
I got a 16. Oh my god.
Cover a nut.
What does that mean?
Val.
Apologies. What were the amount? What were the numbers?
I rolled to lie
16.
16.
Oh, they were
You rolled
both
to
16.
Consolida would win because Consolida's the attacking one.
So how I would actually do this, because it's Consolida trying to. Yeah, no, I could agree with that. Doing it like a combat roll basically meets it, beats it, or like most rolls. To be honest, yeah, meets it, beats it.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Just sweating aggressively. Is like,
You're squinting your eyes at him.
Yeah, you know something's up, but just
I
can't
know
tell what it
something's up.
is.
He knows something up. And we're just staring at each other.
Completely unrelated reason.
Yeah.
We're both just.
I thought you said something about it, but yeah.
Nope.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Me passively listening, I know what's up. But
Oh yeah,
I
you're
have a
in the
passive
room.
insight
Damn
of
it.
17. But
Yeah, your passive insight's high enough.
You just sat there watching the children lie to each other. It's like, oh my god. Well, if you don't want a cured headache, or you wanna, I imagine you wanna rest, right?
I need to rest.
Okay, I'll let you do that. I'm gonna go do something. Have a nice night. Leave.
I'll try and try not to die.
Just flee to the upper deck.
And so you flee to the upper deck. Okay. As you go up Kinselida, it's getting darker, and it gets darker fast. You see that it does look like there is a storm that is beginning.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah. Could you actually make me a nature check?
How about I don't want. I'm gonna die. I don't like the ocean. Nature. What is nature? 23.
Okay, 23. That's very good. With the 23, you can tell it is probably going to begin around the time dusk fully begins, once the sun is fully set. So about another hour. It doesn't look to be particularly nasty, but you know that those things can change.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to Syrian.
Okay. He is currently at the helm, and he seems to be clocking it as well.
Should we prepare for that?
Sent a few of my men to prep for it already. Shouldn't be that bad, but you know how these things are.
Yep.
We've seen worse. It'll be all right.
Looks at the ship.
You hear something fall over. You don't know what or where, but you do hear something that probably was supposed to be attached is no longer attached.
Just gonna turn to look at him. Just now, just anxious.
Just a big, toothy, cracked grin. Listen.
Why did we choose you?
Because we're survivors. We survive everything.
Give you that. I'll give you that.
Listen, I don't know where you grew up, but I grew up in the Nest back in Kingsport. I've seen some crazy shit there. This ain't nothing.
You grew up in Kingsport?
Oh yeah, me, my mom, my dad. Yeah. Well, my dad till he left, but yeah, I had a brother. We all grew up back in Kingsport, and then, well, saw how that shit went.
Well, yeah, a little. I know people who used to live there. But...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were upper class, sir.
Ah.
What?
I see.
Well, they were a mix. You got upper class, and then what did they call it? The gears?
Oh, the cogs back in Kingsport. Yeah, I remember that place. Used to work down there.
Did you? What was it like? I've only ever heard stories.
He gets a real, like, the light in his eyes just leaves.
Mm.
It was all right. It was work.
I heard. You had a brother?
Oh, yeah. Don't know where he is right now, though.
I wish I had that.
Trust me. I don't know the relation you got, but if it's in any way a good relation, it's a good thing.
I don't know about abandoning one, but he's here now, so. Do you want my brother? You can have him.
I'm alright, but take it as from someone who did the abandoning. Sometimes they have a good reason. I gotta get back to the helm. Storm's coming in.
Yeah. Don't go overboard.
Neither. To you.
Try not to go down to where Barnacle is.
Okay. Barnacle at this point is fixing the last of the damage from what little was sustained during the fight. And the thing that fell was a support beam down under deck, and things were starting to not go well, and so Merrick's currently holding a beam up with the mechanical arm while Barnacle hammers it into place.
You okay down here?
Barnacle looks over to you, wipes some sweat from his brow, drops his hammer. Shit. Yeah, fine. Things are fine. Things are great. What do you want?
You just came to check that you're not dying or trying to kill us.
Oh, okay. Good to hear you care. Yeah, things
someone
are
has to.
yeah, things are fine down here, except that this place is.
Falling apart.
You would have been better stealing our ship after it got shot.
I know. I really think we should have, but we're here now. So, oh yeah, there's a storm coming in. So,
Ah, shit. All right. Does it look bad?
it's a storm on the ocean. I'll let you assume.
Okay. Well, I'll pray for a drizzle, and I'll hope it's nothing else. As
I
long as
join
there's
you
no
in that.
krakens involved, we'll be fine.
That's just a story.
He picks up the hammer. I was that naive once too.
What do you mean krakens exist? They're just
A lot of
stories.
things exist.
No.
I mean,
no.
I saw where you guys are headed. I don't know what's out there, why you'd go in this direction. There's nothing but ocean over here. But there's some bad storms around this area, like whirlpools and shit. That's why most people don't go this way.
This is a tactic to scare me. Well, you're not getting under my skin.
Whirlpools and stories of sea beasts, not just the
It's a
Kraken.
natural one to try and lie. She's terrified.
Yeah, he's grinning. He's like, yeah, listen, you might think I'm horrible. You might think I'm trying to lie to you. But I'm being full honest. I'm on this ship too. I don't want to die. Hey, best thing you could do for yourself, and this goes for you and the rest of the crew. Jump overboard. That's better than what's coming.
An interesting suggestion for a man who was just scrubbing 20,000 barnacles.
Hey. I mean, honestly, I think by scrubbing the barnacles off, I weakened the structural integrity of the ship, but
Oh,
like,
you're
it was 90% barnacles down there.
Oh, we're going to die. Anyway, you and your crew, back
Yep.
to that. We're gonna distract ourselves with a conversation that doesn't include whirlpools or giant squids. Your crew wanted to follow us to where we're going.
We heard there was some. Yeah, we wanted to. There's no point in trying to be shady anymore. Yeah, we were just trying to follow you because we heard there might be treasure.
And what if this treasure is guarded by some things?
Well, that's why we were gonna let you go in first. Get weakened, get beat up a bit, clear out the guard, then we would have swooped in, finished you off, and taken it all. That was the plan.
There was only like 12 of you, though.
Yeah, but that's why we would let you go first and do that. We could take you guys. Listen, once you guys are the only
Well,
opposition and you're already weakened, we could have taken you.
but could you?
Well, now I don't think so, but we did at the time.
Um, how long have you been on the ocean?
Me? And he starts counting on his fingers. Week? No. 2 weeks. I came from like the island.
Some of your
next door.
stories don't make much sense.
I don't make much sense. Got that sea madness.
No, Styrian has that. You are a cook that is out of his,
Listen,
depth.
I worked in a 2-star restaurant, okay? I was living
2-star?
the life. Yeah, listen, best you're gonna get in the Giant's Tooth. You want any higher?
What store was it?
You gotta go. It was okay, so it was this nice little place over on the island to the west, northwest of Traka, which is where New Hope Port is. If you go from there, you go up there, and you find a man named Giuseppe. It's this really nice little Durham place. The Durham. Yeah, it's this nice little Durham place. A lot of vegetables, really good roasted vegetables. Are kind of our
Well,
specialty.
they must be if they're 2 stars.
2-star. Yeah. Listen, okay. You can judge all you want.
I'm not judging.
I bet you're from the mainland, aren't you?
Which one?
The north, Idux, that place, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I am.
Yeah, that I can tell. Good, all your good food, your hoity-toity. Yeah.
I haven't had good food or hoity-toity behavior in years, man. I'm just.
Well then, I guess 2 stars probably still too low for you. Okay.
I'm just trying to get a conversation out of you, and it worked.
He looks defeated for a moment. God damn it.
You seem to really like cooking.
I do. I miss it. I was cooking them a really nice meal before they all died.
What were you cooking?
Well, it was it was a loaf of meat, but mixed into it there was various veggies like yellow squash. I'd bought it in the port, so it adds some moisture to the meat. And he like starts talking at length about, and he made like his own, basically a barbecue sauce, but with like it had some like fruity notes in it. That was going to be put on top, and then he was making some like really creamy mashed potatoes.
Self has befriended Barnacle.
Yeah, kinda. He actually looks really happy talking about this.
Well, while he's fixing this awful hollow shell of
Barnacle
awfulness,
like that.
I'm just gonna stand there, maybe help, encourage a conversation about his cooking, and
Okay.
befriend him. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. He does say at the end of this conversation, you know what? If I ever get the chance to cook on this ship, if you ever trust me enough, you get an extra portion.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Which just means if I do poison it, extra dose of poison, eh?
Well, yeah. Well, you can certainly try. I eat plants for a living, so I've had my own fair share of poisons.
That's gross.
Well, I'm still here, so I'd love to see the poison you can whip up.
But he continues conversing as he works. Seth, are you, so to question for you, are you going to bed in that little area where you are? Is that where you're going to be sleeping? Yes. Okay.
If no one drags him out of it, he's not moving.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair. So then, good to know. And Chiron, so you're working on these shoes until bed and then going to bed and that's it for the night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Probably.
And then Sapling, are you? What would be? Or actually, sorry. Before we go to you, because Ulrich, you are back now, and then we're done with that. What would Ulrich be doing at this point, if anything? Because there is an option to just go to bed, because it is getting later in the day. But if there's anything you want to do beforehand, you can.
Well, I mean, I'll try to find Consolida, I guess. We're
Okay.
actually, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
I would
I'm
say
befriending Barnacle, so
at that point, yeah,
Yeah.
you'd
Can I
go
get-
below deck and see them conversing with Barnacle.
Can I find
yeah,
Seth.
Would
definitely.
that be possible?
What is your +2 perception?
Let me quickly check. If it will allow me to open up the page, that'd be fantastic. Because it's not.
Fair. Because Seth rolled a 27 on that stealth check before, so you would have to be able to roll equal
The
to
fuck am
or
I
higher.
rolling, God? Jeez.
Yeah, you would have to meet or beat it with a perception check.
I'm about to meet or beat nothing. What? God damn, let's see. I'll do
Yeah.
that. Where's my boy? There it is. If I can only. Oh my god. You'll have
Yeah.
to roll a perception, right?
Yeah, you would have to roll perception to try to find Seth.
If you have
If you have a high enough
+7 or
perception.
more,
Yeah.
No, I don't have 0.
Oh, you're
Then
plus 0.
no, you
Then there's
can't.
no way, even with the natural 20, that you could
Yeah.
find Seth.
I don't
Uh,
think anyone
I
can find
I can
Seth.
just re-roll.
Well,
Oh no.
you could
No,
if
no.
if you're re-hiding, but this is the roll you made to hide where you are.
I don't think anyone, or even Merrick, has a +7 or higher in perception. So
This is what
You're
happens
hiding
when
there.
you hide. Okay.
It's not my fault that it decided to roll a 20.
Yeah.
He moves slightly enough.
Okay. You want to be found.
He shifts to get comfortable.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and re-roll.
that better not be another one.
Well, it was, but I said fuck that shit because that's not happening again.
Okay.
Still an 18, but
So, also, Connor, just so you know, because you have high stealth and situations like this happen, you can just say that you want to be found. That is also an option. But would you like Ulrich to be able to find you? Connor. Yes. Okay. So Ulrich, you go looking, and it's a little bit later in the night at this point. Seth's kind of moved around a little bit and just kind of like in his sleep kicks a box. And you do see down in the cargo hold, kind of in the center, I'll say there's like a post and some boxes around it, and in the center of that is Seth, kind of hiding away.
Seth.
what?
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Are you sure?
No.
May I come into your little circle then?
He'll scoot over to give Ulrich some room.
Oh, he'll go into the little circle and take a seat beside you.
He's kind of like curled up in a ball. His tail kind of curled around him.
I feel like Ulrich would look at him and it's like, like telling me what's wrong. At least.
He's not wrong.
Who?
When you saw the doctor, he's not wrong.
Oh, damn. Can I say that I didn't see shit? Is that possible? I don't know. I really
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, okay. Do you need like a recap of what happened?
So the doctor is just that guy.
The
Yes.
doctor is the guy that showed up at the end of last session. He had like a white lab coat on and basically was trying to call Seth home, implying like one of the things I think this thing Seth is implying here specifically, when the doctor was saying Seth is unstable and he is a danger to you all. I don't know if that's what Seth is specifically
Yes.
referencing. That is okay, but that is the thing that this man said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If, well, I think he is wrong about you.
Well, your thoughts are wrong.
I don't really think they are. You seem like a somewhat well-spirited person.
I know they're wrong. I've experienced it.
You're just oh shit. I think most of us believe that the doctor is wrong. I don't see you as some unstable fellow, if that's of any consult.
I don't know. You don't. I don't know how to explain it. I don't. I feel like I understand what he's saying, but I don't get it. But I know that I'm dangerous. He wasn't wrong about that. I mean, I already proved that much. I hurt Lou.
Well, I suppose if you deem yourself dangerous and what the doctor says is true, then would we not be a poor example, I guess. Not really here. You've been nothing short of somewhat kind and somewhat caring in a way. And hold on. I wish I had a script. Fuck me.
Yeah.
This is improv.
This, oh no. Seth, I think that you can prove the doctor wrong one day or another. That you can, in fact, be you, just without the dangerous or potential unstable aspects. As far as I'm aware, you are nothing but a kind person to me. And I hope you can see that in yourself too one day.
Any animal can seem kind at first. But any animal will also snap.
That is a fair point. I'm not the best at words. Yeah.
What?
I'm not the best at words. I'm trying to think.
Hmm.
Um, I suppose, yes, that's true. But I hope that it's not the case, really. And I would like to give Seth a head pat if that's okay. I'm getting nervous.
Okay.
You
You definitely
you
can.
can.
Just get a little pat on the head from Orish.
Just kind of takes it. On another note,
Mm-hmm.
he pulls out the shoes that Enchylon made. How do you put these on?
Oh, oh my heart. Well, I'll be happy to show you how you put them on. Have you not worn? I guess you haven't worn shoes before, have you? And he'll
No.
take one of the shoes to start helping him show him how to put it on. My baby. My son. He's precious.
Can I be watching all of this?
I'll say you could have arrived about this point.
Yeah, I'm just laid on the boxes above them, like. Hi.
Hello.
I wondered where you went.
Mm-hmm.
You okay there,
Oh,
Seth?
yeah. My shoes.
His eyes are just shifting between the two of them. Why do you two hate each
Yes, I wonder.
But actually joking.
other? Don't joke, no.
No.
I'm good. Hate is such a strong word. That doesn't describe Ulrich at all. I'm just heavily disliking of
Why?
him.
I call it as a seething hatred, more so for her standards.
Oh, someone's standards have to be higher than yours.
At
Why?
least my standards are higher than yours.
He abandoned me when I needed him most.
That I do take responsibility for. It was not helpful or even processing the fact that she was gone and had left.
Don't
Why?
pretend like you cared about me.
This is why
Why
I don't.
did you leave?
Yeah, I remember the day. Care
I
to
had
explain
to.
it? Yeah.
Because I practically wanted. They'll kill me if they find me.
Well, they won't.
Ulrich, have you seen the bounty on my head? The things I've been convicted of?
I have caught wind of those, yes, but I'm saying that they won't kill you because you have your
That's
friend.
what they want you to think. Of course you'd believe that. You're a priest who follows underneath them. You don't understand why the way they are.
Forgive me if I don't.
You wouldn't believe me if I tried to tell you anyway.
You're my sister, but I guess I would love to know more if there's something that happened outside. I've always had the chance to talk with you, yet you refuse to at least speak with me.
Do you know where
Consolidate.
Mom's from?
What?
Do you know where magic comes from? Priest of the church, Orange.
I can't say Kingsport, right? Is that
So, the general knowledge that you would have access to through the church is, and this is pretty common for people as well, is magic, the magic that, is known to exist,
Mhm.
um, comes from the ruins of Kingsport. They do still generally believe, in the church you would know this, that there is power there. But that it is a source that is being tapped over time and will eventually run out. And that is why it is so important that people don't use it willy-nilly, is because
Okay,
it is
so
believed that it is a source that will run out.
right. I so I hate that way, but basically all that reiterated to Consola.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
They're lying to you.
Oh, they know.
Yes. Now, what I'm asking you to believe in is going to go against your every lesson that the church has ever given you, which is why I find it's so incredibly hard for anyone to believe what I'm about to say. But the magic isn't necessarily going to run out ever. They are greedy. You are greedy.
I am greedy. I am not.
You follow under the church, under their rules. You enforce what they do. By
The
proxy,
best.
you are greedy too.
Damn, fucking cute. I feel like I wish was fiddle with his neck, with the necklace, the pendant he has. Trying to think of what to say. But if I go against the church, then what is left of me besides you, my sister?
That's something you have to figure out. I had to figure it out for 4 years.
Maybe you're right on that regard.
Magic does kind of come from Kingsfall, but only because it's built on top of what actually produces magic. I learned about it in the files they had that night. That's why they labeled me as a traitor and a heretic.
Because
I know something that they don't want me to know.
I ask if you preserved any of the information on paper. I would like to see it with my own eyes.
Why would I write that down?
Did you tear a piece? Maybe?
No.
You are part of people I care for dearly.
I'm asking you to believe words without any proof, especially since the way you have lived. Why do you think I thought this was just a pointless conversation?
I want to believe you, but I also want to see it with my own eyes. Or at least the
If you saw it
information.
with your own eyes, I don't.
When you left, I was nothing short of worried for you, Consolida, for 4 years. Hell, I hoped you were alive, and yes, you are.
Of course I'm alive. They still have that bounty above me.
I'm saying bounty, but I'm saying your skills have led you to live this far.
Of course, I had to raise myself since you were so busy in your studies.
Oh, here we go. Not like I didn't cook you breakfast any morning. Not like I didn't decide to do the laundry every morning. Not like I
You
didn't
did
take you
not do the
classes.
laundry! You set the washing machine on fire!
I did not. What are you
It-
talking about? I did not set the laundry machine on fire.
Are you gonna
first
help
of all.
Seth? Look at
Yes.
him!
Seth, gotta help you with your shoes.
Seth just sitting there watching this. Look at what you've unlocked, Seth. Look at what you started.
Achievement.
Yeah. Seth sitting there, as you said, Connor, half a shoe on.
I'm gonna help Seth because he's too sweet and he's this piece.
Sat there while we're bickering.
While the help is being done, he's just gonna kind of look at Ulrich. No, it's church that caused this, right? Pointing to himself.
Mind blown.
It's
Ulrich just
their
kind
rules that even sent me to the place I was at in the first place. Do you even know what happens to magic users?
The only thing I guess I'm aware of is some are executed and others are taken away. That is all I know.
Of course he doesn't know.
I would, I know.
Because you're a good little boy of the church.
If the church did this to Seth and that what happened that night was also caused by the church's information. You have your living proof. Forgive me for saying that. And so,
My living proof? This is his living proof. Look at him.
no. What I'm saying is that if he is telling you the truth, I hopefully he is.
Of course he is.
Yes, then I just feel like you kind of see a look of like defeat on his face.
He's lost. He's just being told that everything he's lived for and worked for is a piece of shit.
He's like, God damn it.
You know, you could always use that same energy, but try to better things.
That is all I've ever
Chiron
wanted.
and I had a similar conversation not long ago.
Maybe that would be better for myself. Not for my sister, I'm not doing this for her.
Yeah,
Jokingly.
not.
Joking.
Why would I expect you to do anything for me when there's a fish talking to you?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Sorry,
But,
Seth. You didn't mean. I didn't. Sorry.
I feel Ulrich would kind of look down at his pendant, because that's the thing he's kind of always had in his life with his sister in his life, and then everything else. There's like skepticism, but also the fact that we got Seth, who's literal proof of the church's wrongdoing, and Consuelo backing the information.
I'm not necessarily backing the information that what happened to Seth was,
Yeah.
caused by the church. I have no doubt that it was, but I'm more telling you that the church is greedy for bastards because I know things I shouldn't.
I would like to think on this for at least a day.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't even told you what Galliard told me yet.
No, you gotta drop the tea. Sorry.
How about you process what we just told you? Seth, do you need help?
Yeah, because Seth.
Like, he has his shoes on, but I don't think he knows how to walk in them.
Do you want me to?
Just hold her hand out to him. Come on, we'll help you.
Yeah. Oh.
I'd have to walk in them too.
Yes, that's part of the routine.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
What do you?
Shut up! I'm trying to bundle them.
Oh
Seth, do you do the stand?
Oh. Yay!
See, you know how dogs are.
Oh,
no, but it is very much that thing. You go from somebody who, at the very least, you probably have not worn shoes, but you've worn maybe like they have like the monk wraps they'll put around the foot type thing. Like they might have tried to put something like that on you at one point. But even then, you still have a connection with the ground. You can feel the ground under your foot, every vibration, everything. Now there's a barrier. How does Seth feel about that?
Have you ever seen like a toddler, really young toddler, who's just learning how to walk in shoes, and they have this habit of throwing them off?
Oh no. Oh dear.
He doesn't quite throw it, but he just sits right back down.
Nope, that's not happening, is it?
I feel bad not liking them because in Chiron made, but it's different.
What kind of shoes did Inkyron make for him? Are they like sandals or?
They're like regular shoes, but they're very wide to encompass his weird feet.
Smart.
Okay, so they're like trainers, boots.
Flippers.
Probably most like loafers because
Mm.
Oh.
we don't have like tons of
Yeah.
complicated stuff.
Okay.
Makes sense.
How could we? How weird does it feel? Is it because you're used to your toes being on the ground?
It's like I use every part of me to feel, see, understand what's around me. And then
I
I
get that.
lose part of it.
So
Yeah, it's like losing part of your eyes.
Right.
or your arms.
Aha. We'll think of it as more of a challenge. Maybe if you learn to walk in them when you take them off for sleep or fighting, your sensors are stronger, so
Yeah.
you kick them in the face easier.
And you won't have to use them all the time. Just
Maybe on like sharp objects, like walking on the beach with a bunch of shells.
or on wood. Sometimes there's things poking out of it.
Or rocks.
Isn't-
You don't have to wear them now.
Beach just sand.
The beach is a horrible, horrible amalgamation of dead, crusted, dead rocks and shells that stab you when you're not expecting it.
Mm. Sounds familiar.
I have been stabbed more than once just trying to enjoy myself on the beach. Like, excuse me while I don't trust it anymore.
I just don't like the beach.
You don't like the
Oh.
war. Then she'll realize that there's a storm coming. It's like,
Yes.
Thunder
oh,
from the sky.
Mm.
I was gonna tell him about that.
The storm.
And he shrinks back into his hiding spot.
Maybe you shouldn't hide there. It might fall on you.
I can stay here with him to like.
What are
make sure
you
he doesn't
going to do? You'll get squished quicker than he will.
Okay, I don't think you're any better, Miss Shorty.
I'll at least go in a hammock where the swaying won't get me hit by a box.
That's not gonna hurt.
Well, he
That's, well, no, but it might hurt the box that has things in it.
Okay, and it's a box. Last I checked, boxes don't have feelings. Boxes don't have
Well,
feelings, right?
no boxes have some box.
I thought he said things. I'm like, you've never seen a box in use? And then he said feelings. I'm like, oh. No,
As I,
boxes don't. But, you know, we would like to preserve as much food and water and other materials we have here.
as I hear the thunder, I'm probably going to start looking for some way to assist with the whole situation.
You just see in Consuelo there on top of these boxes, like she's just completely laid on her stomach, just looking down.
Hmm.
Yeah, probably cargo hold is a good place to be. I can keep an eye on all the things. So I think I could go there and oh, hello.
Oh, hi,
Um,
Karen.
Hello, Karen.
Oh, I'm going to stay here to keep an eye on the cargo, if you wouldn't mind. I can stay here in, yes.
I think I'll stay here too. I heard about some stories that aren't true at all. And Seth, can I come down there? Just like falls on her face and then curls up next to him.
Just turns into a cuddle pile. Everyone is
Aw.
afraid of it.
Sapling, would
No
you like
one
to
likes
join
the
as well?
order.
Okay.
Come here, Sapling. Come to
Everyone's
us.
hiding in a
Cuddle
box
pile.
fort away from a storm.
Yeah.
Crunch, all your bones break.
No.
That's what I was trying to warn them about.
I will, put up, dancing lights around the hold so that I can keep an eye on all the things easier.
Okay,
Right.
good idea. And go ahead and make me a perception check in Chiron.
No, no, no.
Hold on, my device is dying. Hold on.
Nope, that is a 7.
7.
Everything's fine.
You begin to hear the soft pitter-patter of rain on the deck above you. Above where you all currently are, the cargo hold is actually in the front end of the ship. So directly above you is just the deck. There is no cabins or anything above you. It's just the deck. And so you begin to hear the patter of rain, the occasional bit of thunder. That's it. Does get very quiet. And this is something all of you notice. I'll say eventually Merrick joins you, but as Barnacle gets locked in their room for the night. Speaking of which, even though you all are down here, there is sort of a sleeping situation. It is very much just barrack style. There isn't really rooms for each of you. And what counts as a room for Barnacle is basically a closet. There is a cot, there is a bucket, and there's a door, and that's about it. However, there are portholes throughout the ship, including there are a few in the cargo hold here. But yeah, it has gotten dark. It's raining, and is there anything else anyone wants before they go to sleep?
Raccoons
Or is
aren't
it-
real, right?
Oh, what?
Can I make a check to see if I know of anything Kraken-like?
Sure. Go ahead and make a nature, history, a
Right,
nature or history check.
I will make a history check.
Okay.
Krakens are just made up stories, or the sailors should say, right?
That is a 17 on history.
You've definitely. Here's what I'll say. There have definitely been cases you've seen of people alleging that their neighbor summoned a kraken in order to destroy their boat. And obviously those cases were taken seriously because krakens are real, but there definitely are one of those things where you're pretty landlocked, so a kraken being there would have been weird, and you're not sure what this person was on, but you've seen cases where that's been alleged.
Okay, well, I, I don't think that they're real. I will. I'm trying to comfort
Try-
the Consolida,
Oh, I figured, yeah.
and I'm lying.
Lies.
My passive insight's at 15. I won't roll, but I
I
don't.
can roll deception if you want, but
You
I
know
am
what?
lying.
Go ahead and roll deception. And then you said your passive insight's a 15. Okay.
Let's see. Not very deceptive, but I did roll a base 15 for 17.
Okay. That will
I
beat
believe
it.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seth knows you're lying.
Yeah, you know, see things.
He's just like, kind of tilts his head at it, like, huh.
Dragons are just stories anyway. They're just to just scare people, so of course they're not real. Looks at Seth. Aren't you supposed to be freaking out though?
A little bit. I
Mm.
guess I just hide it better than you do.
He says while hiding in the box of crates after witnessing that.
You're coming up. With
I
a-
wasn't hiding because of the storm or the water. It was.
I'm not hiding because of a storm or water. I'm hiding because I don't want to go overboard.
Then we can all
Well,
stay here.
hiding for that kind of reason. Hiding because there was a
You-
monster.
Yeah, I'm hiding because they're fake monsters that aren't real.
Well, at least they're
I'm just-
fake.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm just tempted to sing a shanty.
Oh, please don't sing, Ulrich. Oh, God. No, not again. No, please. Be
Maybe-
quiet.
Maybe during the day.
Yeah,
would be better.
maybe.
It's getting late. We should sleep in the pile. Curling up under saplings.
Aw.
And so, I'll say with that, you all, eventually, at various times, go to sleep in a giant cuddle pile in the center of the cargo hold, surrounded by boxes. This pitter-patter of rain outside.
This is perfect.
I'm hiding
happy.
under the biggest, strongest person here, so if the box is full, at least I have some chance.
Yeah? You all drift off to sleep. Various states of restfulness. Restful sleep. Any wounds are more manageable come the morning. Consolida, you still have a little bit of a wound, but
I'm
You
done. I
don't
got
feel the-
shivved.
you don't feel the pain of it as much. And
I got
obviously you get all
Londoned.
your HP back. Yeah. Yeah, basically. You all awake in the morning, and it's still raining. You still hear the rhythmic padding of rain. You can see through the portholes that it is bright. So it is sometime in the morning. And there's this smell, this very nice smell of cooked foods that's wafting through the ship, even this far down. And you notice that some of the boxes around the room are moved, some of them open. And just a quick glance, the boxes were just various food items. So it seems
As
somebody
I
has cooked something.
Get up, you hear a chorus of joints popping as I stand from this position. I'm not built. Inclaron is not built for sleeping like this.
No.
He's just not.
Maybe next time you should actually sleep in a cot.
I'll be fine.
Pop another bone.
I'm
Your razor
under
blade.
sapling. I haven't moved. Is sapling gonna wake up or move?
I mean, if everyone is waking up, he's probably gonna be one of the last couple to wake up. Sleepy, head hurt.
You roll over, and it's like the episode of Peter Griffin, where Peter rolls over, and then like Lois is stuck to him in the back, and she's like, "Ow!"
That episode of Peter Griffin.
A
Yeah.
Family Guy show.
Yep. I wasn't gonna
I'm
say
having a
nothing.
stroke.
Yeah.
Don't have a strong.
Don't have a stroke.
Call the bond points.
You just feel Costello like up, please up.
Well, everyone raise your hand if you want to go get some breakfast.
Raise his hand so groggily.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Is breakfast on deck?
where? There should be a galley.
There is a galley toward the back of the ship. It's on the same level you guys are at, just toward the back. And you can see out the door for the cargo hold. There are some of the crewmates making their way towards the galley now. All of them looking a bit confused. And you do hear one of them say, "There's never breakfast."
Oh,
Oh,
Nah,
I will go towards the.
I did challenge him to make a poison.
And as you all make your way down, you see the galley, which you had seen briefly on your way down as you kind of pass right by it to come down to where you are. Ooh. You see that there is a full spread. There's candles lit on some of the tables. There's makeshift mats and plates with cutlery next to them. It's a very nice spread, if a bit put together. There's the plates aren't like porcelain, but they're just like big bits of like wood, just big cut pieces of wood. And on one of the far tables is just these large bowls of like massive serving bowls of various types of meats. It looks like one of them might have some form of slop. It's white in color, and you watch a couple of the crewmates are like sniffing at it, take a bite, you hear him say, "Oh, it's sweet." Looks almost like it might be like a rice pudding type thing. And there's just like a bunch of like little different types of breads and all kinds of stuff. You don't know how half this stuff was made on board the ship. It doesn't make a lot of sense considering this is a sailing ship and one that's falling apart at that. And at the end of the table, arms crossed, looking very proud, with a very disgruntled looking captain next to him, is Barnacle.
We'll just like tug everyone. Hey guys, this is a bad time to mention I kind of maybe challenged him to make a poison.
We can.
Yes.
why?
Barnacle locks eyes with you, Consolida. Says, "You, come here! All of you, come here!"
I will, in fact, go there.
Oh,
Yeah.
tired. It's like, God damn it, I'm gonna die.
And the captain
Hello.
sees all of you, looks at Barnacle. Barnacle looks at you guys and says, "Well, hi, got up in the middle of the night, broke out of my room, made a bunch of food. Hope you enjoy. Man, they need to get a better lock on that door. Anyway, here's the thing. I know you challenged me to," and he kind of whispers this part, "make a poison, but I decided not to. I started cooking, contemplated making the poison, didn't want to ruin the taste of the food, because food is really an art form," and he kind of trails off about that for a minute.
Damn.
But anyway,
I'm
food is an art form, and I didn't want to ruin it.
Stand,
Okay.
Barnacle.
Inside.
Okay.
Insight, yeah.
That's a natural 20 with a 5.
Yeah, he
25.
couldn't roll that high.
Also inciting it.
Yeah.
That is a total of 24.
24. I'll say then you both can tell, being 100% truthful, and in fact, at the mention of the poison, almost looks insulted that he even thought of it. He's just
Yes,
like,
I
you know,
will.
cooking's an art form. Please try it. It's good.
I will in
and
fact sit down and try it.
all right,
Yeah.
it's pretty solid. Like everything you try, it's not as seasoned maybe as well as you could get in a city, but like for what he's got on board, it's pretty solid. And he even like is going through and showing like the captain and some of and their cook how to like preserve some of it so that even though normally it would go bad very quickly, it can stay good for a while. And he's showing them like packing certain things in salt and like different things and using the natural cold of the underbelly of the ship from the ocean to keep some of the food fresher. Like he's going through this whole thing. And I mean there's enough
He's
food
such a
here for you
nerd.
guys for like a week.
Barnacle. Stand Barnacle.
Yeah.
Stand him.
He's gonna betray us.
looks very
No,
pleased.
Barnacle, don't do this. Be a chef. Be a king.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, be a chef, be a king, and then murder us when we least expect it.
No.
What? I can't even trust family. Why would I trust a stranger?
You don't have enough trust in people.
Yeah.
And you do?
The food is fine.
He says this with like his mouth full, food falling out of it. He has no fucking table manners.
Yeah. I hope you notice, but I have no trust in the world. Ah!
You seem to trust me just fine.
Yeah.
You don't seem of this world.
I'm gonna go sit beside Sapling.
Okay.
Hello. Sapling.
He
I've
moves
gotten
away
so
from
much food.
Concelida from that comment and goes to the other side of Chiron.
I don't know if we have like trays or something, but if we do, mine is packed. I'm a big old horse. I gotta eat. He's like eating kind of refined, but like covering his mouth while he eats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just realized the comment I made to Seth, it was supposed to be a compliment, but I realized, no, Locan would
Yeah.
make that an insult.
Mm-hmm.
Or low charisma, I mean.
Could happen.
Concelida, I will gesture for her to get a bit closer, then lean in and say in a pretty hushed voice, what did you mean when you were talking to Sapling earlier with the pearl and something on it?
That's a interesting conversation for the morning.
It's okay if you don't want to say anything. I was just wondering.
Maybe when we're all awake. Wait, the water, goddammit. Maybe when we're not at a table full of hungry sailors.
Oh, of course, yes.
Okay, you see.
About
Well,
that
after
time.
breakfast.
Oh,
Oh no,
you
just
leave
after breakfast.
Yeah. While you're still there, sound of the rain. Rain has a so last night rain, definitely rain. Right now it does sound a bit odd. Rain is normally very it's rhythmic in a way, but there are inconsistencies and it is kind of arrhythmic at times. This is like consistent. It is the same pattering and it's getting louder. Are there any of you that would have experience with horses?
I wonder.
I probably
That's a dumb question.
I probably have a little experience.
Yeah.
Helping her out.
I mean, the
Okay.
experience I
Around
have is from
farmland.
nature, so.
Yeah. I will say, those of you that would have experience with horses or are part one, it sounds like a large group of horses in the way that it is very rhythmic. And you start to see out the portholes here, and some of the other sailors seem to notice too. There's this bluish light that's getting brighter outside the portholes.
I'm gonna go check that out.
You go up and you notice there is no rain. It has stopped raining.
Fuck.
It rained last night. You can see that the deck is wet. It did rain, but it's no longer raining. Do you look over the side?
Oh god, yeah, what's up?
You see about half the size of a normal horse. There are these bluish, almost crystalline horses running alongside the ship on the surface of the water. Must be dozens of them.
I'm asleep still. This is just a dream. Wake up. Wake up. What? Where are they going?
They're just running alongside the ship, not going faster, keeping pace.
Is there anything in front of us? Or they're just following
Just
like
more
dolphins.
ocean. Like dolphins, just kind of following alongside. Just more ocean in front. Do you look behind?
Yeah, like forward, behind.
Behind, you see... What is your passive perception?
Passive perception is also a 15.
15. You see a shape off in the distance behind you. It is smaller than your ship, but not so much smaller. It's, if this is a brig, roughly what you're on, a medium-sized ship, this is more like a schooner, so it's about half the size.
Hey, Captain Syrian.
Yeah, and he comes up. He was below deck, and he's got like a muffin he's chewing on.
Don't mean to alarm you, but I think we have company. Like looking down and then back.
Looks over the side. Looks behind. Indeed, it seems we do. What do you make of it? What's your take?
I'm probably not the best to ask about that. But I don't feel I don't trust it.
You don't trust it. It makes you feel untrustworthy. Or
Yeah,
not
but
trusting
again, I
either.
don't trust a lot of things.
Fair enough.
And Chiron, could you come give an opinion that I can't?
I will. Well, I hear my name and just a second. And before I leave, I'm going to take a napkin from the table and I'm going to clean Seth's face before I go.
Just wipe the face.
Just like grab the back of his head. Just.
Oh,
You get a playful snap after the fact. That's about it.
and then I will make my way out and I will look at what's happening.
Okay. Again, these are over the side of the ship. Again, dozens on both sides of these bluish crystalline horses. Their surface almost does look wet, as if they are still wet from the rain last night. But you can see trailing behind them, there are these, again, at first it looks like rain, but it's little shards of crystal that seems to be falling off of them in a trail behind. And then behind the ship, again, you see a shape about half the size of your ship, trailing behind, a few 100 feet behind. The mist on the water makes it a little bit obscured, but you can make that there's something there. And the captain looks to you now.
Well,
How does this make you all feel?
well, they're very beautiful, and they don't seem to be doing any harm, but I don't like the look of that shape.
What about it makes you feel, looking toward Consoda, what makes you feel untrustworthy? And looking toward Encheiron, why don't you like the look of it? You find them beautiful, but that not. Why?
Well, I suppose since I can see what's below on the deck, and I can't see what's behind us, that could have something to do with it.
And you,
I don't
looking
like the
toward
unknown.
Consoda. You don't like the unknown, so it seems to be for both of you some regarding of the unknown. Well, there are tales on these waters.
Oh no.
And that's why my question was important. We call them the Merle. And that's Murlae. The Merle. They take on many shapes, many sizes, but they all have one thing in common. There's beauty, and there's terror. The horse is here, signifying the beauty, and that, whatever that is, the terror. Think of the beauty as a lure of a sort.
So why are they following us, Mr. Therapy?
Don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, in the stories, they only follow people for one reason. And it's because, again, that is terror. It feeds off terror. If there's a lot of fear in one location, they sense it and they can feed on that. That is their source of food, you could say. Much like, and he holds up the half-eaten muffin, this for us. So it's very important that we don't let it make us afraid.
Problem.
It's already working.
For me specifically, yes, because I'm afraid. But we may have, last night, a party of hidden in a pile together because we.
I was not personally afraid of the storm. I was there to provide assistance to my companions with.
I see. Well, good on you, looking toward Encheiron. But for the rest of you, I thought it was just stories, to be fair. Never seen that before. Well,
Okay, so
now
just,
that it's here,
just be not afraid.
be not afraid.
That's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. You're afraid? No.
Get the rest of your crew, your little group there, get the rest of them on the deck.
Everyone, we have something to tell you.
Do not be alarmed.
Okay.
Do the rest of you go up on the deck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna step away from Syrian and away from the air.
Okay.
Kind of hide behind Encheiron.
Okay.
If we get everyone within a pretty within pretty close to one another, I can perhaps help if we need to cut off its food source, so to speak.
That's exactly what we need to do. And DM here, I will tell you how this is going to work. Over this day of travel, you are going to make a few checks. they are going to be wisdom saves. And it's going to be a group average. Just you guys and Syrian. I'll roll for him as well. It'll be a group average. And failures mean it get closer. Successes mean it get further. Enough successes, you survive the day. Too many failures, and you might have to fight it.
Okay, well, at least for this first one, I'm going to cast Calm Emotions over the lot of us, and everyone except for Sapling either needs to roll a charisma saving throw or can willingly fail it. Sapling's not a humanoid, so it doesn't work on him.
Aw, dang it. I need it.
I'm going to willingly fail and let my emotions be calmed for the minute.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, again, you can choose to willingly fail. Does anyone roll against it or no?
Seth would.
Seth would?
I
Okay.
did not hear anything because everything cut out for me.
That's a
Calm
charisma save.
emotions. Yeah, if calm emotions being cast on you by a Chiron, if you want to fail,
I
you can,
fail
or you can roll.
immediately.
There you go.
I mean,
So you are calmed.
As soon as Seth comes up, despite the fact that he fucking hates the water, he finds this absolutely fascinating and is staring over the side. Including looking at the big scary thing, not thinking it very scary. Big sea creatures are not scary. They're fun. He's related to them. He got 20.
So you do save.
Okay. So I believe you said you could not get Sapling in that either.
No, Sapling is
Okay.
not a humanoid, so it doesn't
correct.
work.
So then Sapling and Seth will not be under the effects. So, for better or worse, those of you that are under the effects of calm emotions do not have to roll for the first roll. However, those that are not still do. So this could help the average or hurt the average. So I'm gonna need Sapling. I'm gonna need Seth to roll a wisdom save. And then were you able to get the captain in that or no?
Yes.
Okay, then he does not have to roll either. So you guys can just say what you got out loud when you get it.
I rolled a natural 20 for a total of 23.
Okay, very
Oh,
good.
that's good because I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
23? Don't you have proficiency with wisdom saves?
No.
No.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Who's the one who has the
Because
worst?
they're monk.
Weird.
Who's the one that has the dump stat as wisdom?
Ulrich.
Or, fuck.
Mhm.
Okay.
My dump stat was strange.
Well.
This little goblin ass chuckle.
You better believe I have good wisdom.
I know, smart.
Mm-hmm. So that brought it to an average of 14.5. We round down, so it'd be 14. That is enough. First DC was 10. However, it does go up over time. So, for the first time, some of you are calmed by the spell, and that does help a lot. However, those of you that were not able to be or just succeeded the spell, you feel this sense of terror, but you're able to shake it off quick enough that the thing in the distance seems to fade a bit, and the horses begin to kind of crack a bit as well. Some more of the day passes, and you just do your best to go about your day without looking at it, but you have to stay vigilant. That is one thing Syrian says, is don't let it catch you off guard. Just stay vigilant. Stay here. Stay amongst each other. There is strength in numbers. Most of the crew that is not needed for the ship's maintenance and sailing are left under the deck and left in the dark as to what is going on outside. They enjoy good food. while you all are fighting for your lives.
Yay! Fun!
But
Alright.
that's less fear on
What?
board.
For
Hi.
the next,
And lack of distraction.
Oh, I'm a
Or-
distraction.
yeah,
Yay! I'm a sacrifice!
What's that in Chiron?
when we get to the next save, I will cast resistance on Ulrich for it.
Okay, and that gives what for the
1d4. It's like
Okay.
guidance, but for saving throws.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. During this portion of the day for the morning, is there anything anyone would like to do? Again, you
Well,
must
now
stay
that we're-
vigilant, so you can't do anything strenuous, but any conversations?
Now that we're outside, I can ask Consolida what's up with what she was doing with Stackling.
Right, yeah,
So,
right.
what was it that you said about the pearl?
I'm not, like, looked over, I'm not quite sure. Well, it's gonna add more stress, but, I'd take the pearl out, and, just hold it out. This had some odd warnings on them, and I assume there might be a, group of somethings waiting to take it.
Well, what did it say?
Damn.
It's in lore if you'd like to go look.
Thank you. Where
Yep.
lore?
Believe that's where it is.
It said they come for us, there isn't much time. Seal it away, for if it is unsealed, it'll spell the end of us. And then in different script it said this message is from fools. We are already here.
Dang, Consella has a good memory.
Uh-huh.
Well, it doesn't. Well, I wouldn't worry about that too much. If it's something that what they've wanted to seal away, then sure, we could be worried since we are opening a vault. But if they're already here, there really wouldn't be any difference in whether or not we go open it or not.
Don't you think it would be just a bad idea to open it in general?
Maybe, but it's what we are being hired to do.
Hired us again?
Well, Seth's mentor wanted us to see what was up with the island, and our dignitary rehired us to
Remind me
actually
again.
open the vault.
Who does the dignitary work for?
The city of Bermsley.
That's a big title. Does he work for, I don't know, maybe the church or anything?
I can
No.
tell you he works for the city government specifically.
Yeah.
city.
The city government, who in many years conspire with the churches. We're fucked. It's like realizing this is a bad idea, and we're too far back now to. This is fine. This is okay. So what do we do if we unleash an ungodly evil upon this world?
Well, if we release something upon the world, it would probably be up to us to fix it, but I think we're pretty strong, and we'll get stronger on our journey. If, in some scenario, we release something, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Things happen, things come and go. It'll all be okay.
How much faith do you have in your church?
Church, but time will usually sort things out.
It looks like kind of rich, who, you know, was taught and knew about Zerda's work in Galliard and Axel, who had to deal with that. I was like, I don't think time necessarily does things.
He's a butterfly.
What?
Well, yeah, that's the conversation that I want to have.
Well,
Okay. Anyone else have anything? No? Okay.
Yep.
Well then, resistance cast on Ulrich. I need everybody to make a wisdom save. And Ulrich, do your wisdom save, roll a d4, and then add that to the total.
Oh,
And then you can just say them
I
out
rolled
at, well, actually, let me get a
quite
calculator.
poorly,
All right.
which is really
well,
sad.
yeah. You can say them out as you
I'll
got
put
'em.
that in dice rolls.
Mine's a
works.
9.
Ugh.
That is a natural 2
Ooh,
on the die.
yet.
I have +7 to wisdom saving throws, and I rolled a 2.
That would be
My
an
horse.
11.
My horse is too scared. I'm sorry.
Oh!
Yeah, that's 5. Okay, and then divide that by 5. Ooh. All right. That is a little worse. And the nope. Oh, what the? Why did that happen? That's weird. Oh. I hit divide on my keyboard on the numpad, and that's my deafen button. I think. Hold on. I think this. No, that's no longer my mute button. Thought it was. Okay. But anyway, that's funny. That comes out to an average of 12.4, rounded to 12.
Ooh.
It's not as good. You all begin to see the shape grow a little bit closer. Closer than it was the first time. Gaining a little bit of ground. I'm going to say Seth, you have a good passive. I'll give you this one. You see... It almost looks like there's these tendrils, but they move in a very choppy motion. Not organic. They almost look mechanical in the way that they move. Bit of fear wells up in you because of that. Memories of things that were very unpleasant. And all of you are going to instinctively step a little closer to the edge of the ship.
Oh, that's a problem.
So, that's that. Anything else? And before the next one, is there anything any of you would like to discuss?
Captain, what kind of creature is this? Is it some sort of fae or just a monster?
And again, to confirm, this was toward the captain?
Yes.
Okay.
You seem not.
He is looking at this thing. I don't know. It's... Some people call it a beast, but I don't think so. Thing doesn't... Something like this doesn't feel like something of this world. Whether that means it's from a different plane or a different place. I'm not sure. Not a beast, though.
Well, then
It's,
I'm gonna try something.
Okay. What would you like to try?
I'm gonna walk to the back of the ship, and I'm going to attempt to use my Channel Divinity Arcane Abjuration on it.
Ooh, what the
Which
fuck that button do?
It's as an action, I present my holy symbol, and one celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend of my choice that is within 30 feet of me must make a wisdom saving throw, and if it fails, it's turn for 1 minute.
Okay. I will say
I don't know if it's within 30 feet of me, but
it isn't, but the main body of it isn't, but I would say considering the horses are counted as part of it technically, I'd allow it to work, but it does not seem to have an effect.
all right.
So you can kind of write off what some of it might be. Okay. Anyone else have anything they'd like to try? Consent.
I'd like to stick alarm on the back of the ship.
Okay, just like along the back railing.
Yeah, obviously. So if that comes and eats us while we're trying to sleep, we have some sort of advantage.
Okay. I'll say this second roll, by the way, the one you just did, was about at noon, roughly. This third one would
Just
be
less
at
for
about
8 hours.
Oh yeah, this will last until you guys would be going to bed, and then you can always redo it if you want to. I will just say,
Yeah.
you have alarm up. So this third roll will be at about 3 in the afternoon.
I will keep resistance
yes.
on Ulrich for it.
Resistance on Ulrich again.
It's
That's
a
good.
cantrip. I can do it however much I
Yeah.
want.
Heck yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to try? Oh no, poof. No? Okay.
No, just live.
Just live. That's a good one. I will say the captain is going to order some of the crew that have been made aware of the situation to bring 2 of the cannons toward the back of the ship and aim them in the direction of the thing, just in case. So if there is a fight ensuing, you would have 2 cannons that could be loaded and fired. So there you go. Now, there will be a third roll, and the nice thing about averages is even though Ulrich is now poofed, that's not like it's going to tank the average. It just means one less number, one less number to skew it in either way.
It might even make the average better. He's the one with the wisdom dubstep.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is time. I will allow you, though, Inkaran, if you do want to move the resistance to someone else that is here, you can.
I will move the resistance to the horse because the horse seems afraid.
Got it. Then you get an extra D4 sapling.
Someone has to carry this too.
Oh my gosh! I'm not gonna roll with this die on these anymore. That's a total of 11 from me.
Oh.
Which, if you're doing your math right, that's a 4 on the die.
Uh-huh. And then sapling, you'll be the last one. Don't forget you have the D4.
You get to go away. I'm not doing so bad.
That's with the extra D4?
Yes, I rolled a 4 on the D4.
Well,
We're fucked.
it is
We
better
are.
than last time. That is a 15. Does anyone want to take a guess at what I had the DC set to?
16?
16.
It was 15.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been going up incrementally. The first one was 10. And I've actually just been rolling a D4 to see how much it increases by. It was 13 the second time, and you had a 12. This time you had a 15, and it was set to 15, which means you do beat it, because meets it beats it. It does not fade, but it does not get any closer. It holds its position.
It should have actually been a bit higher. I completely forgot to add my wisdom score. It should have been a fucking 11.
Oh, okay. Well,
but
you
we
would've been
beat
good
it
then.
anyway.
You beat it. Yeah, if you'd failed, it would have been different. Okay, so for the third one, you are able to keep this creature at bay, holding your fear back. There's that feeling in the pit of all of your stomachs that this is just wrong, this thing, whatever it is. You just have this innate feeling that this should not be here. This is wrong. But that fear does not overwhelm you. The captain almost looks amused. Worried, but amused.
Can I take a short rest between now and the...
Definitely. You definitely
roll.
can.
Cool.
You're
My
unsure
channel
of
recharges
when this
on short
next...
rest.
Yeah, you definitely can, though, to get that back.
I'm gonna put alarm up and then immediately go take a nap.
It's a good idea.
8 hours long rest.
Yep. Oh, you're taking a long rest. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once the alarm goes off, I'll cast it again and then immediately go take a sleep because
Okay.
I would like to cast it again in the morning when I wake up.
That's fair. I will tell you, this is going to be the last roll, and you would be asleep for it. Meaning you would not add your number to the average, but again.
Oh, God, please live, guys. I just want a nap.
Okay.
I believe in this one.
Long rest, and this will be the last one. Are you putting resistance on anyone in Chiron?
I will put resistance on Ulrich, and if not Ulrich, on Sapling.
Okay.
I don't know
so
if
then,
Ulrich is back yet.
I think, Ulrich, are you back? I see you're muted and you're in call, but I don't know if you're like back.
Surface pressure just started playing for this.
I'm going to assume you are not back, so then we'll say it's on Sapling. So Sapling, you have a D4, and then everyone except Concelita then go ahead and roll the wisdom save. Oh shit, there's a no mic. Oh, you are here. Hi. Okay. Well, here, we'll say Sapling still got the D4 because you've probably already rolled. It was time for another wisdom save, Ulrich.
I did not get good, but I got better.
That is better. So far, the average is good. Let's see if it stays. Hey, yes. Okay. There we go. Even with that, that's still good because that brings it to a total of 17. Which, hold on. I still got to roll the D4 because again, increased by D4. So it was 15 before. So you would need to get on this little die here
a 4 to fail.
Well, it would have to be a 3 or a 4. Because meets it beats it. So you could get a 2 and it would still succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 or 2. Actually, so yeah. So let's see. 15. That is a 3. Meaning the total is now 18. You were 1 short. Because you had a 17. Because the total, again, because it's rounding down, it was 17.75, and it's rounding down regardless. So it is 18. So you see it get a little bit closer, and it is getting to nighttime at this point. You guys have been up all day. It's getting to the point where you're going to need to sleep.
I'm already sleeping.
You're already sleeping. At this point, we could do one of two things, and I will leave this up to you as a group decision. Either A, you all go to bed, you take your rest, and you leave it to the crew to hold their fear, in which case I'll use the dice bot, and I will roll for them. I'm not going to tell you their plus or anything, but I can roll for them, you all take your rest and leave it to them. Or you can stay up, but because you're staying up past the point in which you would need a long rest, you would each, the DC would go up a little bit, because you are waning from trying to hold this back all day. So which would you prefer? Leave it to the crew and leave it to chance, and the DC stays where it is. I wouldn't even increase it. Or it increases, and you guys have to stay up. What would you prefer to do? I'll leave this up to a group decision.
Would I be awake when this roll is made?
You were taking a full 8-hour rest? No.
Okay.
If in metagaming, I would totally love to leave it to the crew, but I think in Chiron would want to stay up.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same thing.
Okay. I have done the increase. It hasn't increased much, but it has increased. It was 18 before. So it's already pretty high. Is there any preparations any of you would like to do to aid?
Resistance on Ulrich.
Resistance on Ulrich. So Ulrich,
Not
roll
be
an
a
extra
cowardly
D4.
horse.
Yes.
Everyone get ready to roll initiative.
Be a less cowardly, not horse.
Yeah. And this is the final decider. Either it goes away or it's
Can
taken.
I sense that it's getting to be kind of agitated?
Sure, I'll say there is. Here's what I will give you. I said that Seth saw these mechanical tendrils. You don't see that. You almost see. They look like the things that like priests would wear around their neck, flapping in the wind. Those big like ribbon cloth type things, flapping in the wind, but huge. I mean, each of them are massive in size. The colors of the church that resides on the mainland. It seems you are all seeing different things. And
Having a
Consolida, before you went to
nightmare.
bed, you did see the tendrils of a large squid.
Fuck's sake.
I will then cast Warding Bond on Seth before
Okay,
his next roll.
sounds good. Well then, roll those wisdom saves.
Come on.
Remember, Ghost, you
I've been
get
sh-
extra
I've been ha-
D4.
I've been
Yeah,
having a
shitty.
pitiful showing this time.
If ever there's a time to do it, now it is.
Everything the ocean touches yours.
My dice betrayed me.
Oh, we're fucked.
I finally didn't have a pitiful showing. That's with the extra D4, Ulrich.
I have to roll for one more person. Let me.
Who's ready to die?
What's that? Oh, who's ready to die? Hope you all
I'm
are.
immune to
Yeah.
charm.
I'll be
So-
working on
I
my
have
backup
advantage
character
against
now.
charm. I'll be fine.
I need one of you to roll me a d20.
Would you like to roll one of my 50-something dice?
I don't care. Just anyone roll a
Yeah,
d20. This
pick-
is for the
Pick out a
captain.
D20, Cody.
So
Pick
pick
a
a
color.
good d20. Do you have purple?
I do. Purple for the DM.
Yeah.
It's a 16.
Actually, because it'd be a plus that. Okay. The DC before was 18. And it increased because you chose to keep pushing. Only was a 1 on the die, bringing it to 19. That roll you did was for the captain. I won't tell you what his plus was. But, I mean, I guess you could do the math and figure it out. Brought you to a total of 97. Of 97. Doing the math here. Brings you to 19. You met the DC,
Oh.
therefore you beat it.
Yeah.
So that is why I did it, because you would have failed, but I wanted to, I was like, let's add the captain in there. He's there. So this creature fades, and the captain standing there watches it fade, the horses fade, and just like hands on his knees, breathing heavily. Like all tension released. Thought we were gonna die there for a minute.
Well, let's all get a good night's rest then.
Me
Sounds
already
good.
asleep.
Yeah. You're just me. Just dreaming away. Dreaming of krakens.
No, I'm dreaming of sushi because I'm eating them.
Yeah.
Calamari.
Yeah, there
Delicious.
you go. I'm gonna say, Seth, you're the one with the highest perception here, right? Am I forgetting that? Is that correct? You're the highest one with perception.
Is,
Okay.
yes.
Go ahead and roll me that perception check real quick.
$23.
23. In the distance, behind you, you've been moving all day. You see fading a lone figure in the water. Looks like a person, but they're floating in the water without treading it. Their arms just still beneath the water. A staff, it looks like, in their hand. Most of their body submerged. You can just see the top of it. And then they very quickly dive beneath. And you can see the water kind of disturbance from it leading away. This was behind you, and again, leading away from you. But it did look like a figure of some kind. Couldn't get a lot of details, but that's what you saw. It was a pretty far distance. But they seem to have noticed you. Then you all go to bed.
Going to bed would be a very smart and responsible thing to do.
Okay.
But
I'm pretty
there's
sure I
also the
wake up
option
just
of,
as you do.
of staying up and trying to watch and make sure nothing weird happens.
I'm up.
Which is
I'm
not a
up.
smart
Go
thing
to
to
sleep.
Yeah,
But
I will say
something
about that
I
time,
might do.
Kinsella. Yeah. But
Just
Seth, I'm
rolls
sorry, what?
out. I'm not dead.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, does anyone else want to stay up? Or does everyone else want to go to bed?
Might I encourage rest from the terrified party?
Oh, right. Also, I forgot to mention,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you included this, Connor, but Warding Bond does give a +1 to saving throws.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I forgot to mention. I forgot that even.
That's
It's
fair.
my own
You did
spell.
succeed, which is good.
We did succeed.
But if you hadn't, that would have been important. Okay. Well. Yeah. Well, there we go. There we go. So, you all go to bed. Consolida, do you stay up, keep watch?
Yeah, I've had my long rest. I'm just gonna go up to the crow's nest and just be like, there's no squids
Perception
today.
check.
Sweet. Where'd
There
my dice
might
go?
be
There, I'm
squids
blind.
today.
No, go away!
You don't know yet.
Or perhaps a Swimmick.
Ah.
Supposed to be on my side. That's a 21.
21. Okay. You look out in the water. For a moment, you think you see tendrils. No. It was just the waves. There's that bit of paranoia, but the creature, whatever it was, is gone. You do not see any very pretty but horrifyingly pretty horses. But you do see glittering, as if their essence that was there still follows the ship. But it is no longer there, and you don't see them. And you do notice, you do take note of this. The ship seems to be going faster. Not in a dangerous way, but it seems as if maybe surviving this encounter has given you a boon of a sort. The ship seems to be moving through the waves a little bit better, cutting through them a bit easier. I'm going to say about the time you're up there, though, a few hours go by. Do you stay up there the entirety of the rest of the party's long rest?
Yeah, I'll stay up there for 8 hours.
Okay. Near the end of it, you begin to see something in the water. you begin to see, you know how when you get near land on the coastline, you can see the ground sloping up toward the land. In the very far distance, you can start to see the ground under the water, but you don't see any actual land. It's just that pre-coast type thing under the water. If the ship was to get too close, it would run aground, but there's no like ground you could stand on. You'd still be like probably like thigh deep in water.
I'm gonna go
And the ship,
down to the
yeah.
helm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Captain's very groggily, just
Syrian.
Yeah,
Could
what
we
do you want?
turn maybe?
Why?
There's I don't know how to describe it. Like the beginnings of land in front of us. If we keep going, we're gonna get stuck, and there's no actual land to stand on. At least, right? I can tell.
He's like looking out in front, and he starts squinting out in front. Fuck you on about? I don't see shit out there.
Oh, forgive me, Captain. I want to yank one side to the side, down the wheel to the side.
Make a strength check.
I'm not good at those.
Make it with advantage, because he is like half asleep right now. He did not go to bed.
Oh, you should have done that.
Yeah.
I don't have any pluses, but that's a natural 20.
Lots of those tonight. Jesus. Okay, from all of you. Okay, so you yank it, and it just slips out of his grip, and he just kind of stumbles a little bit. He's like, what is wrong with you? And as it comes in better view, because like looking along the length of a ship past the masts and everything, it's kind of hard to see. But now as the ship turns, he does kind of look, and he goes, huh. You fucking right.
How about you go to sleep? He's gonna try and stop the wheel from spinning, just like grabbing like ow.
Is doable. And you right the ship, and he points over to one of the guys, points to the wheel, and who you would know to be the first mate comes up. Oh, I've got this, don't worry. He's exhausted. And guy takes over and looks out and sees the land. Do we want to stop and investigate? What do you think? I mean, if you think it's worthwhile, this is your venture.
Are we like at all close to where we're supposed to be?
You don't have an exact like this many miles from the coast. You don't know. You know it's in this direction, and you know vaguely what to look for, which is an island that's risen from the water.
We've been traveling for how many days?
It has been 3 at this point. 2 that we actually went through, but there was a 3rd day. In the beginning, that was like when the attack happened and all of that. We kind of skipped over part of that.
Well, yeah, everyone's sleeping. Maybe we should drop the anchor, and I can go have a look.
With all respect, you seem very capable. I don't think you should do it alone. I mean, your friends have been sleeping for, oh god, good bit now. I mean, probably got their rest in at this point. And yes, you would have all gotten your long rest.
My brother's never been good at swimming. I don't know about Kyron. Sapling, and I don't know if Seth really would want to go in the water. We can wait for them.
That doesn't want to, you don't need to. And it doesn't look like you need to swim at all. I mean, it's like thigh deep.
Yeah. I was just thinking that I could go check it out, see if there's a chasm in the middle.
You definitely could. Just listen, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but just don't fall in if there is.
I'm gonna tie a rope to me.
Yeah, that's saved people before. Okay. We have some spare rope.
I trust you and your hearty ship.
That's worked out for people before. Yeah,
Just
there
give
we
me
go.
the rope.
He's like, all right. And you take the rope. Okay, so you're going to go up by yourself and take a look?
Well, like, get someone who's working on the ship. It's like, hey, could you go tell the others that I might have found something as I'm tying the rope to me and then to the end of the ship.
Yeah, I can do that. And he goes below deck, knocking on the, like, would you guys be in the cargo hold again? Or would you have gone to, like, the barrack?
Probably the barrack.
Okay, better sleep. He goes, wakes up each of you. I saw your friend is going out on the weird land thing.
What?
What?
Weird land thing. Your friend, you know, the one with the hood and the, yeah. Sorry, I don't know
gonna
any of your
slowly
names.
descend where the barnacles were scraped off so I don't cut myself.
Very clean. Very clean job. Yeah.
Very clean. Has the stability of the ship been, like, stripped?
Anyway. You do see that there's like some small holes in places, and actually this is the first time any of you would have been down here. It's weird. There are just holes in places where water has gotten in. It under like because below below the bottom deck, which is where the cargo hold and mess hole and everything are, there is a layer on the ship below, and that's where water is allowed to flood so that it would keep the buoyancy, but you're supposed to still keep that sealed. It's not. That's weird. You should be sinking right now, but you aren't.
Luckily for you, Consolidate knows nothing about ships and think that's
Fair.
normal.
Yeah, fair enough.
She just go down. Like, good job, Barnacle. I think.
Okay.
These
And
shoes
so
are
you-
awful, so I'm just gonna, like... I haven't been given my new ones, so I'm just gonna toss these.
Fair enough. Get rid of the old, toss them away. Stand, and it is mostly sand, but there does appear to be some gravel. Go ahead and make me either a perception or investigation check. And while that's happening, are the rest of you going up?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go back to work, says the guy, and he goes back to what he was doing.
It is.
Okay.
I'm using the green dice. That is a 16 with a +4, so a natural 20. I store bought 20.
Store-bought 20, love it. So you, Conselda, are walking, and the rest of you go on top of the deck. Conselda, tied to the rope, we'll say it's on like one of the railings of the ship. Probably the most sturdy place you could other than the mast, but the rope's not long enough. If you put it on the mast, you wouldn't get very far. This rope is about 120 feet long. You walk, and the rest of you see this. Conselda, make a deck save.
Fuck! You did warn me, I went to anyway.
Yeah?
Dex save. I'm proficient in that. That is a 17. I suck anyway.
17's
The squids
not bad.
get me. Sorry, guys.
17's actually very good, and it is a success. The ground underneath you just gives. It was mostly sand and bits of rock, and it just gives and does open up into a small chasm. Water begins to rush in. And just getting, it's very dark. It's hard to see. You can see it for a little bit, but even with your vision, can't see far enough. You can't see a bottom. It just falls and then opens up. And all of you kind of see as Conselda jumps back a little bit, and you do see water, which again, about thigh deep, does begin to rush in. There's the little almost whirlpool thing going on.
I'd like to pick up a rock, cast light on it, and drop it in.
Drop it in. Drop. It goes 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, 60 feet. That's about where your vision stops, but you can see it keep going because of the light. You gauge maybe 80 feet. Gone. Don't see it anymore.
Just gone. Like it doesn't fade or anything. It just
Nope. It just gone. In an instant.
Can we back the ship up a lot? Maybe I don't
Would you like to be yanked out of that situation? Very
She's been holding onto the
strongly?
rope. It's onto her shoulder. She's like,
Yeah,
just
here he
starting
comes.
to.
And so you start getting pulled backwards and
That's
hoisted
just
back
Looney
out of the
Tunes
ship.
out of there.
The water continues to go in. It's the ocean, though. It's not like it's going to drain the ocean. But you do see, or feel, rather, this slight rumble. All of you feel this. You feel it first, Kinselida, being that close to the ground. The rest of you start to feel it as well as the vibrations through the water. Water carries vibrations very well. And you start to feel this rumble. And the captain kind of calls everybody up to, just in case.
Yeah, she's just kind of like hitting the sides, like, back up the ship, please. It's being dragged up.
First mate comes over, back towards it or back away from it?
Away!
All right. And so they start to do so. Here's what you all see. Around this area, it was hard to see exactly where this land thing started and stopped. It's decently big. It's maybe a few hundred feet across in any direction. You start to see what looks like stone. Metal, perhaps? Or a mix of both. This wall begins to raise up around it until it forms just a perimeter at the height of the water. And that center area through that hole begins to drain. And the hole begins to widen until it's 20, 30 feet across.
Can I get on the ship? I don't want to be on the ship. I want to get on the ship, please. I want to be on the ship. Let me on the ship.
I think you're up there, yeah. And at that point it stops, and almost all the water has drained from that area. Obviously it does slope down a bit, so there's a little bit around the ring where it couldn't drain into the hole. But it's just this hole in the center of this little island that now has a wall around it. An almost perfectly oval hole. And then everything stops.
We're here? Good morning, fellows. Do you think that's worth? Do you think we're here where we're supposed to be?
This might be what we're looking for, but it does seem somewhat odd. I would have expected a city to be bigger.
I dropped a illuminated rock down there, and it seems to just vanish at 80 feet. Like it doesn't fade. It just out. It clicks out of existence.
I will look to everyone else for their opinions.
Wasn't the city supposed to be above water? Didn't it come back up?
Well, we are in the middle of the ocean, and if geography served me correctly, this is supposed to be hundreds of thousands of feet deep.
So you're saying it might be sinking again?
Maybe, or it just didn't get all the way to the surface.
I think for it to gather the attention of not one but two groups of people, I would think that it would come all the way back up.
Hmm. So what do we do about the hole in the ocean?
Get away from it.
First mate goes away from the helm. At this point, anchor's been dropped and everything. Sails up. That is a good point. You don't have to do anything with it. If you feel curious enough, you can investigate and we'll wait for you here. But, again, this is your journey here. We're just your transport. So, you tell us what you want to do. We could always send Barnacle down there, but he does make a mean bran muffin. I don't even know
I'll
if we
go.
got half the stuff for that.
Are you sure? I'll go with you.
Well, yes.
I mean, if it's something that Olakas wants me to do, I'll do it.
I suppose then I'll go too.
Well, if
As
you're
much
all
as I-
going,
Still
as I
has the
dislike
rope
what's
tied to
down
me,
there.
by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go then.
Okay, and jumps off.
He does basically the exact same thing.
Into the water.
Unsupervised children.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab you if you're okay.
He's not that close to you,
Just-
dude.
Is there a smaller boat that we can take closer?
This first mate again. I was gonna offer that, but then they jumped in and.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Okay, and so
We're
they
gonna go get
load.
Seth. Just
So
drag
smaller
him.
boat, but not too small.
Yeah, it's like a rowboat that could fit 6 normal sized people, so it can probably fit Sapling, Ulrich, and Chiron, and one other person.
Merrick.
Yeah. And so you go in. Is there anyone not going? Is everyone going? I'm guessing everyone is. Okay. So you all reach. Some of you rowing past on a boat, some of you in the water.
They're not rowing past. I'm getting on the just holding on. Just like, okay, thanks for the free ride.
There you go.
I think Seth could keep up with the boat, to be honest.
Yeah.
His swim speed's the same as his movement speed, so...
a rowboat's actually, I think, slower than a normal walking speed. So, you can get there. It's not a speedboat. It's a rowboat.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He
You're
can just swim with
faster.
it.
They all
Yeah.
just have jet skis just past us.
Yeah. Not that advanced. But you do reach the edge, and you can tell now, being right up next to it, it's odd, this little wall here. It does look like metal, but it's, it almost looks patched together. Some of it patched together with bits of stone, some of it with rotted dark wood, as if it's been repaired over time. And do you make your way to the hole? Yeah. Directly in the
Sure.
center.
Mhm.
So about 100 feet in, walk in, and you see this hole. And none of you can see further than 60 feet. And that's if you have dark vision. And then you don't see anything. Just darkness.
I'll do the same trick again and drop a rock in there with light on it
Goes
and
about
let them
80
see
feet
it disappear.
and then disappears. Doesn't.
So, I have a question for you then.
Yes.
What about advanced dark vision?
What are the specificities of it? Is it literally just you have a dark vision out to, is it like 120 feet?
It is 120.
Is there anything else that it says?
Looking, because I don't know if he gets anything different from it. But I'm trying to find it.
Because you might. You might see something else. Find it.
It's just 120 feet of dark vision.
Okay. Then, no. Your vision goes 80 feet and then disappears.
So that's not normal.
Yes.
I can usually see further than that.
So you think there's something obscuring our vision of the bottom?
Right.
Do you think it would be wise to alert anything that might be in the hole that we are out here? Well, I guess we did just drop some rocks.
Not sure if it would be a problem or not. We don't really know what we're dealing with.
Okay. Well, I'm going to thaumaturgy and call down into the hole. Hello, if there's anybody who needs help, there's some people out here, and if there's any people down there, you have visitors.
Moment passes. And you do hear an echo, as if it is a large chamber down there, perhaps. Or the tunnel maybe is deeper. It's hard to tell exactly what, but there is an echo. But there is no response. Yes. I'm aware somebody had asked about that. Honestly, if you here, how about this? We'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and take a quick break because I normally set an alarm. I forgot. So we'll just go ahead and take a quick break and then we will get back in a few moments. And back to it. Hello, everybody. So, you all had an idea. You want to put some ropes together. I will say, sure, you can do the idea with the rope, using mending to affix the ropes together. As, hey, at one point, they were just one piece of rope that were cut into smaller pieces of rope. So, sure, I'll allow it.
Okay.
In other cases of similar things, I might say no. But for this, I will say that it's fine. So are you combining all 100 feet with the 120 feet, like combining all that?
Yeah.
Then you have enough to get, because the darkness threshold 80 feet down, you can get 40 feet past that, and that's as far as you'd be able to go on this rope, even combining it all.
Okay.
So
I just like to secure it. Ready to go,
secure it
Seth?
to yourself. Okay.
Let's do this.
Down.
Down the hole, and so you drop. It's not like dropping through the air, because there is water. Because there is still some water here. It hasn't drained all the way. It seems to have... It was draining. All the water on the top is gone, but there's still a little bit down in the hole at about 30 feet. So you drop sploosh into the water, and then you're dropping through the water. You do find...
I want to cast Long Strider on myself, too.
Sounds good. You do find you can breathe.
Ah.
And you drop, and you drop, and you approach the darkness, and it does not get lighter. Your dark vision, nothing. And you cross. And it's still dark. You cross a distance you're not quite sure. You know it's at least less than 40 feet. So maybe about 20. Then you pass through, and you see darkness, but not of the same kind. You see a large spiraling cavernous hole. And Seth, you would see a little more of this because of your vision. But this is a large cylindrical area. It goes down as far as you can see, and you can faintly see the ground at the edges of your vision. There's staircases spiraling around the side, and you see people. All of them with weapons of various types and makes, lots of spears and bows and things pointed up in your direction. Some of them with 3-tipped spears, tridents. Some of them, again, bows, a lot of them seeming scavenged and made from bits and pieces that have been found around the area. Seth, I think you would maybe have a stronger feeling about this part, though. All of them share certain features that you do as well. Not exactly like you, but they do. Some of them have fins and gills. Their skin is very blue. Again, they do share some similarities to you, but not quite exact. These look like people that you may have heard stories about. They were referred to as Tritons. And they all are pointing up at all of you. Some of them looks of fear, some of them looks of anger, but all of them looking ready. And none of them say a word. You wave? Okay.
I don't imagine I can't speak.
You could definitely try, but you don't think you can. That's okay.
I'll buy you air.
One of them lowers their weapon, looking at the both of you, and heads over and pushes a plate into the wall. And a small hole, smaller than the one above, opens in the center of the floor, and all of the water begins to drain. Drains pretty quickly, and after about 30 seconds, it's all gone. And you hear a voice from the person who pressed this button. How did you find us? Who are you? And
Wait
those of
till
you
we
up
can't
top
speak.
do not hear this. The water's gone. So you can
I'm
try.
confused.
How are you confused?
Wait. So am I dangling from the rope still?
Yes, you are dangling from the rope, 20 feet below below basically the roof where the darkness stops. You can see all of these people, or you can't see quite as far, but you can see the top layers, and you can see this gentleman. You can see the people, and you heard him speak, and the water has been drained, so you could try to speak.
Just look at Seth, just like. I don't know, dude. What? This is new. They look like you.
Yeah. Kinda do,
Maybe
though.
you should speak. They might trust you more than me.
We're sent to investigate this place.
And all of them raise their weapons a little higher, a little more threatening.
Just hold on to the rope.
Monk order. The one that I serve.
A monk order. I do not know what this monk order is.
Funny enough, I really wouldn't know how to explain it. I get it much myself.
So you were not sent by the ones who tread.
What do you mean?
The ones who tread, the ones who walk the floor. Those who wander in the eternal night.
Do you mean the people up there?
No. The people down there.
Then no.
Your ignorance tells enough. You were sent by a monk order. For what purpose?
As I said, to investigate.
And what will you tell them? Now that you have investigated.
That I found others like me.
Wrong. We are nothing like you. You do not have our scent. We are Triton.
Fish can have scent.
He kind of just nudges her a little bit.
We are not
Oh.
fish. Fish are food.
Okay, your new name's Bruce.
Rude.
Fish are friends, not food.
We really don't mean harm.
Do you search for a city? Is that what you are sent to investigate?
Yes.
The city is lost. Merculid has fallen to the bottom feeders, those who tread. We thought we locked them away. They got
Dude.
out.
Need help?
Help from you. There are two of you.
There are more.
How many?
He just sits there. He's
Insert.
literally just staring up, like, trying to count it. Cannot do so.
Do you have
Hey,
an
Merrick.
army?
No.
Not an army, but a crew?
Seth, you can see the entirety of this room, and you count nothing because you can't. But there are a lot of people here. There are more than your crew by a good amount. Even if you can't count them, you can know that.
Yeah.
Even the number of people here dwarfs the number of people that were in the monk order. They are crammed into this room. And you can see that there are, you know, little bits and alleys and things that, not alleys, but hallways that lead off through doorways, so there are probably more. We failed. A crew will not succeed. But perhaps you can help in other ways. The city is lost. But there was a relic that we lost in the siege. Would you consider yourselves adept at getting in and out of places? Are you crafty?
I would think so.
Me too.
Perhaps you can get us a relic. It is of religious significance, and we would be grateful if you could.
Kind of relic, is it?
It is an idol of our god. One of our gods. It is within a vault, locked away. The vault was our last hope against these creatures. But the key to the vault has been lost. You may have to find another way in.
And if we do retrieve this, what then?
We do not have much in the way of coin. Is that what you surface dwellers like?
I personally don't. I can't speak for the rest of my friends.
Then what would you want in return? If you have to speak with the rest of your crew, you may. We can send an emissary up to the surface with you to discuss terms.
I think that would be best.
He looks over and kind of nudges his head, and you see one of the others, one of the ones wielding a very nice trident. Many of the people here, again, their weapons are very ramshackle, some of them rusted, coated in barnacles, but this is pristine. Wearing a sort of iridescent scale armor, steps onto the railing of the steps he was on, and leaps up, and then latches to the ceiling. And he looks to the both of you. I will go with you. Lead.
Sounds great. You're up there.
Okay. And those of you up top can see the rope is being pulled in some way, and Kinsella and Seth do get to the top.
Just
And behind
yanking
them,
it.
behind them is a figure. This figure is, again, wearing iridescent scale, bluish, almost teal skin. In the sun, it does seem to dry a bit above the surface here, but does not look bothered by it. And looks to the rest of you. Hello.
Mm.
We would like to discuss terms. And he will then elaborate to all of you the religious idol in the vault, which... And Kyron, you're the one who wrote the contract, so I think you'd be familiar with its terms. The contract you did for the dignitary. Statue of an idol within a vault that requires a key. While in the contract you did for the dignitary, it wasn't referred to as an idol, it was referred to as a artifact of some being. And it described the makeup of this object. There's some similarities there. So whether it's the same object or not is unknown, but it is, there are some similarities. But he then, after explaining everything, what would you like in return for this if you decide to undertake this? We would like to repay you in some way, make it worth your while. But we do not know what to give in return. We are not a monetary people.
Do you have like a group that could take us to where we need to go, or lead us halfway
I
there?
would go with you.
Alright. What would we want in return?
Definitely have a way to get in.
You have a way to get in.
But we won't share that. It's trade secrets.
Trade secret. I do not know what this trade secret means, but if it is secret of some kind, I will respect. And he gives like a full, like, trident to the chest bow. Like, respect. It takes that very seriously.
Of course. Yes.
From behind him, Seth, like, not mocking, but copying, kind of like... Mimicking is the correct word for that.
Yes.
Consolidate, like, beside him, just like,
I can't speak for my allies, but I personally would be just glad to help.
Maybe we could, I don't think we want anything material, but maybe safe passage of the sea?
We cannot control the sea, but our shamans can give you some protections.
I want to see the city. I want to learn more about your people.
He turns and looks to you, and he is decently tall. I would say probably 6'4", 6'5". So he does kind of look down to you, and huge, man. You want to learn our history, learn about us? And he gets low down in front of you. That can be arranged.
Could I learn that too?
You all may learn if you wish. Our leader will see to that, if you do this for us. And if there is something else that you think of on the way, we can discuss. I am your companion to lead you to the city, and I will help discuss terms.
In Chiron,
Yes.
do you think you can tell the girl that we've found what we're looking for?
Yes, of course. I will use thaumaturgy to call out and say,
Over my ear.
This is. We'll have to keep going soon, but this is part of what we're looking for.
The Triton man just looking around like, what is this?
Oh,
And you hear from the crew very quietly, okay.
I may have. I am a man of magic and a man of religion. I'm in Chiron Laradrian.
You hold out your hand.
Yes.
Just as like, what is...
Oh,
does the whole like really formal bow thing again. Is that same meaning?
Probably.
Good. You are a man of magic, therefore you are a very valuable asset to this team. Magic is very rare amongst our people. It is something that takes years of study.
I've heard of wizards that spent millennia learning magic.
Yes. Yes, it takes a long time. Most people spend most of their life cycles learning even the simplest, what most would consider the simplest of spells.
The pursuit of magic is often challenging, but it is very rewarding to those.
Aye, you must
Yeah,
be very
especially
valuable
when
in
you-
your community.
Some people just don't know it.
That is correct. Most people do not know it, at least in our society.
Morris, scream.
Oh,
Oh, they've died.
Oh
Born
no.
with it?
Huh? What the fuck happened? What? I think I'm good now. I froze up like shit. That was weird.
both of you did.
We're good. Hi, Connor. What did you say?
So people aren't just born with it in your society?
Correct. Takes a long time to learn.
So they're mostly full of wizards if they were to learn it.
All right. Do you have any further questions?
So how do we get to this? Well,
Well, we
What
get
is
to this vault by getting to the city first.
What?
Say that again, small magic man. I did not hear that.
small magic man.
What's your name?
Barnacle
Shit, for
toe.
once I didn't have a fucking name ready. Hold on, give me a second. I normally have this ready.
He's barnacle
He's an
backwards.
important NPC, I assumed.
He's an NPC I came up with on the fly.
Aw, dang it.
Like
Aw,
most
dang it.
NPCs and most things I come up with, I have a vague idea. That doesn't mean that he's not a important NPC. That just means I wasn't ready. Yeah, I was totally gonna prep more today, and then I spent half the day scrolling memes. I wish that was a joke. Okay. I like that. We'll go with that one. Dunless.
Dunkus?
Dunless. Dunlus.
Ah,
Dunless.
Dunless.
Well, it will be nice to have you.
I appreciate the
Dunless.
gesture. I am referred to by my people as the Fist of the Sea.
Just gonna sell it or just like turn
Is she? Seth's gonna kind of give her a slight punch. Slight. He's not trying to hurt you this time.
Stop it! Come on, it's funny.
Don't embarrass me.
Are we sparring over there?
No! No, the last time we did that hurt.
That is wise. I would hate to have to kill either of you. You seem very kind.
Is sparring bad?
He started it.
Sparring is good, but often leads to death. People break too easy.
I don't.
Yes. Maybe you could
Very
fight the
easily.
handsome fish later.
Just handsome Squidward face on a fish, just...
Ew.
You're welcome.
You could
Well,
fight him later, Seth.
We should get moving.
I board the boat.
Board the boat. Alright, he gets on board the boat and kind of is a little unsteady on the footing. This is... What do you call this strange building?
Boat.
This is a rowboat. We're going to go to that other boat up there.
I will swim. And he gets in the water and just swims very quickly toward the boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use the rope, pull myself over there.
Alright.
Seth is trying to keep pace.
Oh. What's your swim speed?
Negative.
45.
He's just a little bit faster. But you're decently keeping pace. And then he starts to get away, and you all eventually get back to the boat and climb on board. And he still looks very uneasy. Big sailed building. And just kind of sits on the deck.
I will go to Captain,
Mm.
or first mate, more likely, because
Yeah,
Captain is
currently.
sleeping. This is Dunless. He will be guiding us to where we need to be.
Oh. Okay, well, that's awesome. I thought you were... I didn't know you'd be bringing us a guest. Woo! That's... we're getting paid. We're getting paid. Okay, so... Yeah, alright. Dunless, you say.
Oh no.
What the fuck? It's fine. I know what the problem is. Is it good now? It's good. Okay, it's good now. I know what the issue is. I had too many fucking tabs open. Problem solved. Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
We're getting
We're
paid.
getting paid.
Oh, he's your guide. We're getting paid. Alright, well, he's our guide. Cool, so we'll take directions from him on where to go now.
I suppose.
I assume so.
Okay, okay. I'll go talk to Dunless. And he goes out and it's just like, hey, and they converse. And he's just like, okay. And then he starts shouting orders to everybody to get moving. And you continue on mostly the direction you were going, with just like a slight curve more to the northern direction. And the first mate does come up and talk to all of you once you're all back on the boat. So, Dunless here has actually been really kind and given us a way around the whirlpools that have been showing up around here. Apparently those are because of the, and I quote, evil that stir in the deep. I don't know exactly what's that's supposed to mean, but I don't really want to find out.
Apparently the ones that, was it tread, Seth? The ones below the ocean?
Seth is not paying you any mind, it is just staring at Dunless.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think your
I
friend
just
here is
punch
paying
him
attention
back.
anymore.
Punch him back. You're embarrassing yourself.
Shut up, I haven't seen anyone else that looks like me.
I get it, you have a crush. I had my first one too.
What's a crush?
Well, you... Hey, Kara, you
First-
take care of that.
Yes.
First mate's like,
of
I'm
course.
gonna go. You guys have that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't need to
Concealer
be
is
here for
soggy.
Plain?
Yeah.
You're acting like he has something inappropriate.
I was wringing out her like clothes. Look, right? You're not the one who's soggy with seawater.
How is that relevant?
I don't
A
want to
crush
explain what a
is
crush
like-
is.
Well, a crush is like kind of being a little bit in love. Like if you're in love, you want to be with someone for forever. But if you have a crush on someone, they're kind of cool. But if they got a haircut, you might not like them anymore.
What crushes have you had before, Fling?
Some.
And haircuts changed them?
Well, not most of the people that I know had a lot of hair. It's just an example. A crush is just baby love.
Maybe Orich can explain it better, because he's had several and never acted on any of them.
I don't want to seem stupid.
You're not?
I didn't understand a word of that.
Well,
Do you know how babies are made, Seth?
I was
I
gonna
need to
have an
understand where
NPC
the level
interject,
was.
but I don't. I was so flabbergasted. I legitimately was caught so off guard.
I need to have an understanding of if he understands anything. So if this is how, like, low the bar is...
no, it's,
No, the real question is, does Seth know?
The captain's gonna come up from below deck. Hey, oh, had a real nice rest. That was so great. What are we talking about up here?
there was a new guide that
Who the
has
fuck
given
is
us
that?
way around. This is Gunless. He's
What the fuck are you?
Actually, yeah, what are you? What are
He
what are
said he was a
your
race
people?
of T something. Terrarians? Turgans?
Some people call us Tritons. We simply call us. Most people call us Tritons. We'll stick with that.
Is that?
He is called, I believe it was the Fist of the Sea.
Fist of the sea. You think that means he? Never mind.
Stop.
Alright, well, Mr. Fist of the Sea here, is on my ship. So I'm gonna go back to bed.
Probably wise.
And he just goes back downstairs, goes back to bed. Dunless stands up, walks over. I must commune with the deities for a few moments if I could be left alone.
Of course, yes.
Do you have a quiet
okay.
place I could go?
I will lead.
Just points to the crow's nest.
I will lead him to the cargo hold, which not many people will be in this time of day.
This will do. Can I move things?
Yes, somewhat.
Okay. And just starts pushing boxes out of the way to clear a larger area. And these aren't small crates. It just starts like shoving them like out of the way and begins to place a bunch of different small idols and things in a circle around himself. Lighting these small... They look like candles. But the flames are blue.
May I make a religion check to see if I know anything about him?
Sure.
This is not my strong suit, surprisingly.
I think I figured out a way how to explain a crush to Seth.
But it doesn't matter. That's a natural 20 for a total of 22.
22.
Ooh.
With a 22 on religion. That is a good roll. but you still
It's
cannot
okay if I get
identify.
nothing, yeah.
You cannot identify what these idols and things are of. But what I can tell you is this: the candle things are ones that you would have seen before. They are a variation. They are meant to be able to work underwater and burn regardless. And you know for sure, and this in itself is interesting information, that you don't recognize what these idols are of. You know they're not of the old gods, and they're not of the current. So these are something else entirely.
You just want some privacy, so leave.
Yeah. And begins to mutter in a language I don't think you would know. Actually?
I know English, common,
Yeah, you would know it. And so yeah, just begins to mutter what you can tell is a prayer in a language you do not know. And then you go. What about the rest of you that are up? We're getting close to the end here. Let me shut this off. There we go. We're getting to the end here, but what do you guys want to be doing at this point? Consolidate, I think you said you had something you wanted to say to Seth.
Yeah, I will repeat my question. Do you know how to repopulate, Seth?
That's a very technical way to say that.
But do you?
Does it matter that I know?
A little bit. Just so I understand where the bar is set and what work we have cut out for ourselves.
I know how it works physically, if that counts.
Alright, not as... Okay. There are other things that happen before that process.
There are.
Yes, so before a male and female converse, they interact in a way, and often than not, they start with a crush. It's like you like your fish and vegetables. You like food, right? I
Yes,
assume.
yeah.
Well, it's like if you were to take that food and make it a person. You slowly start to like it. It's like a new meal that you haven't had before, but you eat it and then you like it and then you start kind of wanting more of it. It's kind of like that, but as a person, you want to be
Eat
friends with
them?
them more. That's a bit further in the process. Closer to the baby making one.
You're supposed to eat them? God.
I'm going to I'm gonna teach you some of the books I read, and maybe that'll help.
DOS.
You know,
You're skirting a line, and that's why I'm here. I have my finger on a trigger just in case.
you know, I think you've just confused me even more than I was before.
A crush is a person that you like.
But I like all of you. Is
You
that the
like
same
this
thing?
person more. Yes, in a special way. You like this person more than in a special way.
Huh.
Like you might be willing to share your last carrot with them or something. I don't know what you eat. A fish nugget.
I think I get it.
As long as you think you get it, then we can work from that process.
And he's just gonna slink off. He wants to go watch Dunless do what Dunless is doing by stealthing and not letting him know that he's there.
Stealth check.
And there he goes.
24.
There's a chance. Okay. You slink into the room and you see Dunless sitting in the circle. At this point, Dunless has gone entirely quiet and is just sitting there, eyes closed. Takes a deep breath in, sits up straight, stands up, head hitting the ceiling, or would if he just stood up fast. So he kind of slinks down, is hunched, and turns and looks directly at where you are. Walks towards you, looks at you, or where you are. You can come out now.
And he does.
Why did you come and bother me? I asked not to be disturbed.
I wasn't trying to bother you. I'm just curious. I've never seen someone else that even somewhat resembles me. Even though I know I'm not one of you.
Have faith. You do not want to be.
Why wouldn't I? I'm sure it's far better than what I am now.
Why are you the way you are? Were you born this way?
No.
Then I suppose we are not so different. You want to learn our history? Perhaps you will. You may not be one of us, but maybe we are not so different. Come. And he motions toward the circle he'd created. If you're going to snoop, you might as well partake. Maybe you will learn a thing or two.
Actually kind of stands a little taller and follows him.
Okay. And so, the two of you sit, and he teaches you a little bit of the history, or at least the religious part of the history, of his goddess. I'll get you some of that info, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Hope you all enjoyed. You survived an entity of fear. And now you're here. Oh.
Sure, that's
Barely
not gonna come back
survived.
to eat us.
Barely.
It was close. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you next week